All right, class. I updated what I needed to put onto this, so I'm going to continue. We left off figuring out that he needs to work 38.9 hours or 40 hours to be able to purchase his headphones, I think it was, after buying, or yeah. So now here is the quick notes. So first of all, linear relationships can be written as y equals b plus mx. We saw that in our previous unit, right? About graphing lines. It's the equation of a line, all right? Where b is the constant term. It's the number. It's the number that doesn't change. It will stay whatever it is forevermore until we change it ourselves. But as far as depending upon x, it does not depend on x. mx is the variable term. So this is the variable term. So we have our constant term plus our variable term. Finding the value of x that produces a certain y requires solving the equation. That's the big algebra word, solving. You'll hear that a lot. Solve this equation. Not just linear. I mean, right now we're talking linear, but later on it'll be quadratic, exponential maybe. When you get into higher level math, you'll get into logarithmic. I mean, there's all sorts of solving. And then it says, use the context of the problem to isolate the impact of the variable term. Okay. I'm not a big fan of the language there. To isolate the variable term is real. I mean, the impact. So just isolate the variable term. All right, so let's look at this. We have this word problem. Mateo buys a basil plant that is 22 centimeters tall. Okay. That is 22 centimeters tall. And it grows a half a centimeter every day. Okay. Write an equation that can be used to solve for the number of days until the plant has a height of 30 centimeters. We want to know how long until it gets to 30 centimeters. Use D to represent the number of days. Label each part of your equation with what it represents. So, here it is. 30 equals 22 plus 1/2 times D. All right. This is how tall you want the plant to be. To be. Okay. This 22 is how tall it is now. Okay. And then the 1/2 D is the growth over D days. Okay. How much does the plant still have to grow? Well, if he's currently at 22 and he needs to get to 30, that would simply be 30 minus 22, which is 8 inches. Or 8 centimeters, excuse me. It's not in English units, it's in metric. Solve for the value of D. What does this value represent in this problem? So solving for D would be this. Since we know he has to grow 8 centimeters still, it would be 8 centimeters equals 1/2 D. All right. Since we're multiplying D by a half, we will multiply both sides by 2, the inverse, to get rid of the half. So it would take, D would be 16 days. the number of days till the plant reaches 30 centimeters. Okay. Now, here's a second one. The Jackson family just bought 3 15 packs of LaCroix at Costco using actual name brands, because LaCroix is an actual sparkling water drink that you get at Costco. That's called product placement. I wonder if they get a kickback from the LaCroix company to put their name in, or from Costco. On average, their family drinks about 8 cans a week, or per week. After how many weeks will there be only 5 cans left? Show how you figured it out. Well, 3 15 packs, total number of cans would be 15 times 3, which is, they have a total of 45 cans. All right. So we have 45 minus, now it's 8 cans a week. 8 times W, where W is the number of weeks. And we want to know, when does that equal 5? Again, W equals number of weeks. So every week, on average, they drink 8 cans. Okay? And until there will be only 5 cans left. So, and then the 5 is the number of cans left. This is an equation. How will we solve it? If you think about it, it would be 8W equals, let's see, 45 and 5. It's 40 cans. They have to drink 40 cans. All right. That's the difference between 5 and 45. So this 8W has to equal 40 cans. So W equals 5 weeks. Okay. The family must consume, or must have consumed 40 cans. Okay. So, how many weeks to drink 40 cans? To drink 40 cans? That would be 40 divided by 8, which is 5. Okay. Finally, question 3. All right. And by the way, the units here, that's 40 cans. And that's 8 cans per week. Okay. So that's 5 weeks. All right. So the equation, this equation right here, P equals, what is that? 6.31 H plus 41.5 can be used to predict the points earned P by a student on an organic chemistry final. Based on the number of hours H is the number of hours that he or she studies. To earn 95 points on the final, how many hours does the model suggest someone should study? Well, that's a great question. So we know P, the number of points, equals 6.31 H, number of hours, plus 41.5. All right. Now P, number of points earned, is 95. So we set P equal to 95, and we just we can ignore it now. So we have to solve this equation. All right. So first things first, we started with this base value of 41.5. So let's figure out how many more points he needs to earn. 6.31H must equal whatever 95 minus 41.5 is. And that works out to be 53.5. So that needs to equal 53.5. Divide by 6.31, and the number of hours, which is 53.5 divided by 6.31, is about 8.48 hours. Or about 8.5 hours, if you want to round to one decimal. 8.5 hours. He must study. All right. I hope this makes some logical sense. Again, to do this last problem, we had to figure out, if he wants to earn 95 points, we had to figure out how many points he must earn if you already started with 41.5. So we figured out that difference, and it was 53.5. So that's how many points he must earn from this studying, from this variable term. So that's how we got this. And then we're multiplying H by 6.31. We divide by 6.31. That's the actual value to 2 decimal places, and this is the rounded value to 1. All right, I hope that made sense. This was the end of part 3. Sorry it took 3 parts.